Deep beneath the rugged Himalayas, history is being carved through rock. Workers are set to complete the final breakthrough of the 13.15 kilometer long Zojila Tunnel, marking the end of the excavation phase of one of India's most ambitious infrastructure projects. Situated at an altitude of nearly 11,600 feet above sea level, this tunnel stretches from Baltal near Sonamarg in Jammu and Kashmir to Meenamarg in Ladakh's Drass sector. The project aims to provide year-round connectivity between the Kashmir Valley and Ladakh, a route that has traditionally remained cut off during harsh winter months. For decades, the Zojila Pass on the Srinagar-Kargil-Leh highway has been vulnerable to heavy snowfall, blizzards and avalanches. Every winter, road closures disrupted civilian traffic movement of essential supplies and military logistics as well. The tunnel is expected to eliminate those seasonal disruptions and provide uninterrupted access throughout the year. The scale of the project extends far beyond the main tunnel. The overall corridor spans nearly 31 kilometers and includes twin tunnels at Nilgrar, snow galleries, major bridges, approach roads, and several protective structures designed to withstand the region's extreme weather conditions. Building the tunnel has been a battle against nature. Temperatures frequently plunged below -20 degrees Celsius, while workers endured nearly 100 days of sub-zero conditions every year. One of the project's most remarkable features is its ventilation and safety systems. 3 massive vertical shafts have been built for ventilation and emergency access. The largest shaft extends more than 470 meters into the mountain, making it the longest vertical shaft ever constructed in India. More than 1,200 personnel have contributed to this project, with a large number drawn from local communities. The project has also recorded over 10 million safe man-hours during construction. Beyond improving tourism and trade, the tunnel carries enormous strategic significance. The Srinagar-Leh highway serves as a critical supply route for India's military presence in Ladakh. But with the hardest phase now nearing completion, India is one step closer to opening a transformative gateway through the Himalayas.
हम अभी जोजिला टनल के इस पोर्टल पर हैं और आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से जो नितिन गडकरी हैं केंद्र मंत्री वो यहाँ पहुँचे हैं और बिल्कुल अभी जोजिला टनल के अंदर जो है वो और उनका काफिला आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बढ़ रहा है। बता दें आपको कि आज ही जो है कहीं ना कहीं ब्रेक थ्रू जो है निर्धारित है और लास्ट ब्लास्ट जो है वो केंद्रीय मंत्री नितिन गडकरी करेंगे और उसके बाद से कहीं ना कहीं ये जो ईस्ट पोर्टल है वो वेस्ट पोर्टल से मिल जाएगा। बता दें आपको कि जोजिला जो है वो कश्मीर से मिल जाएगा। आप देख सकते हैं इस टनल का किस तरीके से निर्माण किया गया है और विशाल टनल बनाया गया है। 13.15 किलोमीटर जो लंबी ये टनल है, 11,500 फीट की ऊंचाई पर स्थित ये टनल बनाई गई है। और आप देख सकते हैं अभी जो है केंद्रीय मंत्री उमर अब्दुल्ला जो मुख्यमंत्री जम्मू कश्मीर के हैं उनके साथ यहाँ पे और उपराज्यपाल जम्मू कश्मीर मनोज सिन्हा यहाँ पे मील अधिकारियों और जो NHAIDCL के अधिकारी हैं उनके साथ अभी जो है समीक्षा जो है कर रहे हैं इस टनल की। और इसमें विशेषकर कहा जा सकता है कि जो क्या क्या चैलेंजेस रहे। आप देख सकते हैं कि नितिन गडकरी जो है अभी बाहर आ रहे हैं और यहाँ पे जो है आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से यहाँ पे अभी कोशिश की जाएगी कि जो वो अंदर जाएंगे एक पूरी समीक्षा करने के लिए वो बिल्कुल गाड़ियों से जाएंगे और यहाँ पे अभी लास्ट बटन जो ब्लास्ट का होगा वो जो है दबाकर जो ब्रेक थ्रू होगा वो होगा, और कहीं ना कहीं इसके साथ ही जो है जम्मू कश्मीर के नाम ये जोजिला टनल जो है वो हो जाएगी।
Now we have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, defense and geopolitical expert, joining us on the broadcast. Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, thank you for being with us. It doesn't fail anybody's eyes when you see this infrastructure project unfolding, in front of you. So clearly, Zojila Pass is going to be a crucial connector as far as India itself is concerned. Can you also tell us in terms of strategic importance when it comes to across the border?
Krishna, thank you. I think indeed we must all congratulate ourselves for this technological marvel. There's no denying the fact, because over the years I've seen it for myself how much time it took for us to go over Zojila. That time, the stone shooting which would happen, sometimes the avalanches, sometimes the accidents that would take place over there. Vehicles unable to move because of the sub-zero temperatures, and it would take us almost 2 days sometimes to get down to Leh. But notwithstanding that, now with what happened in Kargil earlier, what happened in Galwan in 2020, we realize that it's very, very important for all of us, the connectivity, the mobility, the mobilization of the troops are concerned, and having been able to connect yourself 365 days of the year. Otherwise, invariably, about 6 months it would remain cut off. Ladakh, we would be air maintained. Now we would have air maintenance, of course, whenever we desire. But there is a road connectivity. You have the Atal Tunnel from Rohtang going down to Leh. Again, 365 days. You have this particular tunnel, Zojila, once it opens up after 2 years for its mobility, open for, before this, the Z Mode tunnel, which is about 6.5 kilometers long, which had got inaugurated. So many tunnels, so many connectivity, 365 days. Now, irrespective strategic importance, yes, you know how we've got to be able to face China and also Pakistan, both of them adversaries. One can never trust anyone, so that you have to be alert and up and about all 365 days. And so that is very, very important. Connectivity where it reduces time tremendously. Where sometimes it will take about one person look at it that well, 40 kilometers. If there was no tunnel, it might take about 2.5 hours. And now through the tunnel, it might just take about say 40 minutes or even 25 minutes. It's not that. It's sometimes an accident which has taken place. A vehicle unable to move. You find that the whole day we used to get stuck over there. Now, nothing of that kind. And it's bi-directional. That means the traffic will be continuously flowing. That is very, very excellent. I think we ought to have done it long, long back, but notwithstanding with this Austrian technology that we now have, being able to tunnel the similar kind of technology I saw when I was posted at Dulhasti for that hydro tunnel being made. Here's another tunnel, Atal Tunnel by the DRDO. Here's another civil firm which has been roped in to make it. I think it's huge, huge technological progress, both for strategic, for your tourists, for trade, anything and everything. Anything that used to be coming to Leh, by recollection goes, nothing. Even potatoes and onions and whatever have you, bare minimum had to come to be flown in from Chandigarh. And now you have all this complete connectivity from Kargil. I think for Kargil people, it's a super thing, because Kargil to Leh, about 200 odd kilometers. Kargil to Srinagar, about 200 odd kilometers. Imagine Kargil to Srinagar, we connected almost 365 days. You have Kargil, Meenamarg, you come down to Baltal, you are through the other tunnel, the Redmore tunnel, and you are on to Srinagar. So casualty evacuation, disaster, anything. You want to catch a flight from Srinagar, you want to catch a flight from Leh, anywhere and anything. I think this connectivity is a huge boost, not only for the troop movement, but also for the locals who are staying there. Can you imagine from Kargil, Drass, Meenamarg, you are coming down to Baltal. Now, even Amarnath Yatra, the Amarnath Yatra starts from Baltal. So you have yet another access which is going from Baltal to Amarnath. You have from Srinagar, this is the connectivity to the Z boat tunnel, then you get into the Zojila tunnel, and then you go down straight to Kargil and you move on to Leh. So this kind of a connectivity, 365 days, I think huge. It adds on to your mobility, number one, adds on to tourism, yes, definitely huge. Trade, otherwise everything to be bought from plane. Now here you have everything moving by road transport, so much of easier connectivity between from straight from Leh. So now you have connectivity to Leh from the Atal Tunnel, that is Rohtang, and you also have connectivity from Srinagar, that is Sonamarg. So Sonamarg itself becomes a tourist destination which is open. 12 months of the year. And from Sonamarg, which itself is a huge thing, Gulmarg, Sonamarg, all these places attract tourism. And I think it's a huge boost to tourism, huge boost to trade, huge boost to strategic mobility, and all of it. I think nobody will now remain cut off for 6 months. Earlier, my God, 6 months of the year we would remain cut off. And now here's 24 by 7, 365 days connected. I think it's a huge, huge technological marvel. I think we must compliment the government for having executed. And 2020, they take up a project in 2020. The breakthrough is today that they're able to do it. Another 2 years will be open. Can you imagine connectivity like this to such difficult terrain, extremely difficult terrain, working in sub-zero temperature, working under such kind of a sedimentary rock where every time you have loose rocks falling up and down, stone shooting happening, all through it being made. I think it's a huge, huge success, and we must compliment the government for being able to do. And well, with Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who seems to be in the forefront of all of these activities, I think hats off to him, congratulations to the government, and good once and for all, it will be connected with the Union Territory of Ladakh, will be connected with the Union Territory of Srinagar, Union Territory of Srinagar connected with Ladakh, all of it. I think, Krishna, it's fantastic. You must make a trip to it once it's open. Yeah.
Very important point that you're making about how 6 months in a year that there was no connectivity, but then now this brings the connectivity. Also, this has to be a boon as far as the local economy is concerned. With that rise in connectivity, apart from the fact that tourists can now access, can go back and forth between Kashmir and Leh, during the harsh winter months, the overall ability to churn out economic products, economic growth goes up with this development, isn't it?
100%. As it is, it's called the Switzerland. And subsequently, you find people just moving up and down. No denying the fact. And a tunnel which has CCTV, it has a complete radio control, it has the complete ventilation to it. So it's something which it is the latest in field of technology is concerned. Number one. Number two, you look at it the way connectivity. Then you don't have to worry. Earlier, one just told it was only air connectivity to Ladakh. And for people of Kargil stuck between Srinagar and Ladakh, they could only move. Now, even from Kargil to Leh, you still have to go past through two passes. The Zojila Pass, one amongst them, which you have to cross. Here, you find that up to Zojila, just no problem from Zojila to, as I said, to Meenamarg, and connecting two union territories. Like you rightly said, one which is from Srinagar side and the other onto the Ladakh side. So you have connectivity to Kargil from this end, and then from Srinagar to Kargil. So this kind of a connectivity, Srinagar, Ganderbal, and from Ganderbal, getting onto the Z-boat tunnel, get onto the other side, the Garian over here. This one, what you were mentioning, Krishna, 31 kilometers. It has got 18 kilometers of approach road. 18 kilometers of approach road for this 13 odd kilometers of the tunnel subsequently. All of it being maintained, all of it being ensured to ensure that 12 months of the year, people keep moving up and down. A huge boost to tourism, huge boost to trade, huge boost to the confidence of the people over there. And invariably, if anybody felt sick or something, it was very, very difficult to evacuate. We've sent helicopters, our own helicopters sometimes to evacuate civilians from there because they were very, very sick. They were asked for by the civilian administration. Now they will not have to. There's a well connectivity where they could go. Either men from Kargil want to come to Srinagar, they're welcome to come to Srinagar. They want to go to Leh, they can go to Leh. Imagine a union territory of Ladakh, which is Kargil on the fringes, can connect itself both sides almost equidistant, whether it's 200 kilometers, about 210 kilometers coming down to Srinagar, or about the same 210 odd kilometers going down to Leh. So both ways connected very well. All these treacherous road connectivity would go, the stone shooting which happens would go, the avalanches, the vehicles, which invariably earlier times, Krishna, you would believe it. Now, of course, the vehicles are very good and they don't break down as easy. Earlier, it used to be break down so often on these roads that entire traffic was to get jammed and nothing could move on either side. But now, all of it, the border roads will find it very easy to maintain this particular strength, and the connectivity to 24/7 power supply in the tunnel, CCTV in the tunnel, radio control in the tunnel, medical facilities that will be there for should there be an emergency over there, complete ventilation in the tunnel. So it's a very, very excellent means and cutting short on time. I'm sure if I have to drive down from Srinagar with these tunnels through, I may probably be able to reach Leh the same day. So imagine reaching Leh the same day just because of the connectivity of this tunnel. And Sonamarg is a lovely winter sports site. Gulmarg is a winter sports site. So skiing in Gulmarg gets easier, of course, not because of the tunnel specifically, but going down to Sonamarg for mountaineering, for skiing subsequently, it's a huge boom for tourism, huge boom for trade, for strategic mobility. I think it's a fantastic thing and must compliment everybody who's got involved in making of it for a cost which is just about, I'm told, 6,800 crores for a project like this. It's peanuts, if you ask.
Fair enough.